Welcome back to Simply Living It. Today's video is a day in the life. I am bringing you along for a day here at home, just full of simple, slow, joy-filled homemaking. I hope this video encourages you in your journey today. Not every day in our home looks like this. Today is a little extra busy because we are beginning to plan and prepare and pack for an upcoming adventure with family, and by the time you see this video we will already be back and recovering. But for now, let's get to a simple homemaking. I'm also going to share with you a fun recipe in today's video, so stay tuned for that. Some of my duties today consist of giving my boys haircuts. We are going to start the day with that. And as we are preparing to leave for a trip, like I mentioned before, the tasks never end. The yard needs watered, the garden needs watered, all of the landscaping, trying to tackle that all before we leave as well, so we don't come back to a bunch of dead things hanging around the house. And now this is Father's Day weekend, and so my boys absolutely love to make homemade cards. So while I'm doing some things around the house, my boys are spending some time making some special cards for their dad for Father's Day. So I would definitely say that we have a more simple wardrobe. My children and I, and my husband even included, actually. So I'm going through the laundry, trying to get all of it done before we leave for our 5-day camping trip, because we kind of need clothing for all seasons. So that's what today is all about. I'm really truly just spending some time as a homemaker, keeping our home, tidying things up so that when we come back, we have a clean home to return to. Now, we are a homeschool family, and just because it is summer does not mean all things have stopped in our home. Today's video sponsor is Code Monkey, and I just want to share with you a little bit more about their program if you are interested in finding something of the coding sorts for your children, or if you have someone interested. Make a smoothie for a customer. You're going to add a banana and blend and serve. So this is our very first go-round with coding at all. We have zero experience. We are beginners when it comes to coding, and my youngest has been enjoying this program from Code Monkey. I do think it's awesome that they offer STEM activities. There's so much logic and creativity that is going into each lesson that your child is working on. There are so many different courses that they offer, from beginner, like pre-reader level, all the way through teens. It is game-based, so kids love it. And it is not teacher intensive. So as a homeschool family, sometimes we look for those little things they can do where they don't need our help necessarily, but it's not wasted time. If you have a child interested in coding, I think this is an awesome opportunity. Definitely. I'll leave a link in the description box down below if you are interested in learning more. Logic, creativity, problem solving skills. Coding is definitely a valuable skill that can be used later on in life for sure. Part of our adventure today, it turned crazy. It got crazy, guys. So I'm doing a Bible study with some friends, and we decided to meet at a park. Well, with the weather being as unpredictable as it is, it started out great, and we rode our bicycles to the park. And as you are seeing here, we made it home just in time for this incredible storm to blow through, you guys. It was so refreshing. This storm, this rain was so needed and such a gift truly for all of us. It was so much fun. The boys went out and were running around screaming in the rain and having the best of times. I don't know about you, but I love summer thunderstorms. I absolutely love it. It was the sweetest, most unexpected little gift, and one less thing I have to cross off my list. Now, as we move on to the next part of today's video, I'm going to spend some time in my kitchen making a family favorite recipe. These are our Powerballs. We take these hunting, camping. I make them on a regular basis for my husband to take in his lunchbox for work. My kids love them. These are honestly a staple recipe in our home, and there are so many different ways that you can make these Powerballs. I will leave the recipe linked in the description box down below. Not actually linked, but I'll leave the recipe down there for you. But I do want to share with you why I'm just working in my kitchen. I want to share with you some encouragement that I recently received at a homeschool convention that I was able to get to go to. And I just want to encourage you as a homemaker, as a mom, and this gift that we've been given and the duty of motherhood and what that means. I challenge you just to sit and think for a moment what that looks like for you. What does that look like for you in your home as a homemaker? What does that involve? And what is your posture towards that? I'm going to share just a little bit of my story, and maybe this will help make sense of my question for you and kind of where my mindset is right now with this duty of homemaking and motherhood. I never planned to be a homeschool mom. I never planned, even thought that I had a desire to be a stay-at-home mom, to be a homemaker. And God clearly had complete different plans for me, as He almost always does, than I even realized at the time. And it has been such a gift to me, an eye-opening gift in so many ways. And I want you to know, homemaking for me hasn't always been the easiest thing to do and the easiest, how do I word that? I have to settle my reins. Let me just say that. I am a wanderer. I am driven. I am passionate about many things, and to simmer down for a little bit, for lack of better words, to just rest and to follow where He's leading me is such a hard thing for me. This convention that I went to and the encouragement, the godly encouragement and wisdom that was shared with me at this convention has really brought that whole motherhood is my ministry truly to life for me. And there is so much going on in my head and mind and heart, and really, really, really just trying to look at this call of homemaking and motherhood and homeschooling in a way that I never have before. And I encourage you, if there is a homeschool convention close to you, especially a Christian homeschool convention, I highly recommend you going. It really, really, really solidified so many things that I've been thinking and feeling and things that I've been going through as a homeschool mom of now 12 years. And this is not just homeschool specific. I want you to know this is in regards to homemaking, but it all goes hand in hand. It all encompasses each other because it is the art of homemaking, and that involves motherhood, that involves being a wife, that involves homeschooling and teaching my children. And we may agree on some of these things and we may not, but I can tell you right now, in this season of life where I'm at, I know without a doubt God has called me to be a homemaker first, to be a homeschool mom, to be a wife to my husband, and not necessarily in that order, but it all goes together. I am a daughter of a king. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am the keeper of our home. That is my most important duty. You know the quote, the most important work you will ever do will be within the walls of your own home. This homeschool convention really God just used that to speak to me in so many ways. I truly left with such a renewed spirit, I will say, for the gift of homemaking and doing it with a joy-filled heart, as, like I've mentioned here before, not looking to the world to applaud me, or the world to tell me I've done a good job, or there is not a single thing in this world more important to me than having healthy relationships and building and cultivating healthy relationships, not only with my husband, but with my boys, with our boys, before they are outside of our home and moving on with whatever God has for their futures. Building those relationships, I was so reminded of the importance of relationships and how that looks different depending on the age of your child. I have a high schooler now. He's going to be a sophomore in high school. And I have an 8th grader. And I also have a 5th grader. A homeschool mom to 3 boys, all in very different stages and different ages. And see, I remind my boys often, this is my first time. This is my first time with a sophomore who has a job and a driver's license. This is my first time raising 3 boys. This is my first go round at this. And while the perfectionist in me wants to do it without flaw, I know that is completely unrealistic. So to sum this up, what I'm taking with me from convention into my daily life is the importance of building a relationship with each of my boys and meeting them right where they're at. Making sure they know that I see them, that I love them, that I am for them, that I'm with them, that I am proud of them, and that I want them. They are wanted, not only by me, but by a God in heaven who created them for a purpose far greater than I even know and they even know at this point in their lives. But I will say there's so much more to expand on this topic and on this conversation. But as we're working through the summer months and I continue to see what God has for this channel with my shift that's been going on, I thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you. And I hope that this has encouraged you in the importance of building relationship and the duty, the beautiful duty of homemaking, and what a world change it is when we do it with a joy-filled, grateful heart. The art of homemaking with joy